I woke up at 5 a.m. Race day routine. Well, not race day. Training day. Long run. 20 miles. 3 weeks before Boston. 3 weeks before my dream became real. I'd trained for 2 years. Structured plans. Early mornings. Sacrificed weekends. All for April 21st. Boston Marathon. The big one. My alarm buzzed. I smiled. Rolled out of bed. Made coffee. Strong. Black. Checked my watch. Heart rate. Sleep quality. Recovery metrics. All green. Good. My body was ready. I laced my shoes. Brooks Ghosts. Broken in. Comfortable. My lucky pair. Grabbed my water bottle. Headphones. Keys. 5:30 a.m. I stepped outside. Cool Boston morning. Perfect running weather. I stretched. Hamstrings, quads, calves. Routine. Then I ran. The first 5 miles were easy. Warm-up pace. My neighborhood in Brookline. Familiar streets. Familiar rhythm. I was a graphic designer by day. 32 years old. Decent job. Small agency downtown. 65,000 a year. Comfortable. But running was mine. My passion. My identity. I'd been running for 5 years. Started after my parents died. Car accident, 8 years ago. Running saved me then. Gave me purpose, control. Something I could manage when everything else felt chaotic. My brother Alex was the only family I had left. 30 years old, high school teacher, good guy. Worried about me constantly. You're obsessed with running, he'd say, maybe. But obsession wasn't always bad. Sometimes it was survival. Mile 10, I felt strong, legs loose, breathing steady, mind clear. Boston Marathon wasn't just a race, it was validation. Proof that I'd become something more than grief, more than loss, more than the girl whose parents died too young. I'd qualified with a 3-hour 45 half marathon. Not fast, but fast enough. Boston accepted me. I'd cried when I got the email. Alex had hugged me. Mom and Dad would be so proud. I believed that. Wanted to believe that. Before we continue with what happened next, if you're the kind of person who's drawn to stories about people who refuse to quit, who fight back when life knocks them down, hit that subscribe button. More stories like this one are coming. Real people, real struggles, real triumphs. You won't want to miss them. Now, back to that morning. Mile 15. By mile 15, I was tired. Good tired. Accomplished tired. 5 more miles. Then I'd go home. Shower, eat, work. Normal Tuesday. Except it wasn't going to be normal. I didn't know that yet. I finished my 20 miles at 8 a.m. Strong finish. Negative split. Felt good. Walked to my car. Parked near the Charles River. I'd driven there for the long run. Better scenery than my neighborhood loop. Stretched again, post-run routine. Foam roller in the trunk. I was disciplined about recovery. Had to be. 3 weeks until Boston. Couldn't afford injury. I got in my car. Drove toward home. Traffic was light. Tuesday morning. Most people already at work. I had flexibility. Perks of being a designer. Start time was loose. I stopped at a red light. Beacon Street, busy intersection. Light turned green. I accelerated. A car ran the red light from my left. Full speed. Didn't even brake. I saw it. 1 second. Maybe less. Then impact. Brutal, violent, metal crunching, glass shattering. My car spun, flipped, everything blurred, pain, immediate everywhere, then nothing. I woke up in darkness, not darkness, bright lights. Hospital lights. Blurry. Voices. Beeping machines. I tried to move, couldn't panic, immediate, overwhelming. Maya, can you hear me? Alex's voice, close, desperate. I tried to answer, mouth dry, throat raw. She's waking up. Someone get the doctor. Footsteps, fast, urgent. I blinked, vision clearing, white ceiling, medical equipment, hospital room. Alex's face above me, tear-streaked, exhausted. Maya, thank God you're awake. What? My voice cracked, barely audible. Car accident. You've been in surgery. 8 hours. You're okay. You're going to be okay. Surgery, 8 hours. I tried to sit up, couldn't move, looked down, hospital gown, wires, IVs, my legs. I couldn't feel my legs. Alex, my legs. I can't. I know. The doctor will explain. He's coming. Terror. Pure, absolute. Alex, I can't feel my legs. I know. Just breathe. The doctor's coming. He'll explain everything. The doctor arrived 5 minutes later. Or maybe 5 hours. Time felt distorted. He wasn't alone. For younger doctors, residents, probably, 2 nurses, an entourage. The lead doctor was tall, mid-40s, graying hair, expensive watch, confident stride. He looked at me like I was a specimen, not a person, a case study. Miss Chen, I'm Dr. Ethan Wright. I performed your surgery. You're at Massachusetts General Hospital. My legs. I can't feel my legs. I know. That's what I'm here to discuss. He turned to his residents, addressed them, not me. Classic L2L for compression fracture with nerve involvement. Multiple pelvic fractures. Surgical intervention required extensive hardware placement. Patient was an amateur marathon runner. Past tensa, past tensa. The words hit like another car crash. What does that mean? I asked, voice shaking. Dr. Wright turned to me, eyes cold. Clinical, Miss Chen, I need to be direct with you. The accident caused severe damage to your lumbar spine and surrounding nerves. We stabilized the vertebrae, prevented paralysis, but the nerve damage is extensive. What does that mean for running? It means your running days are over. Permanently. Silence, heavy, crushing, over. Yes. You'll be lucky if you walk with a cane within a year. Running, that's not realistic. Some people aren't meant to run. That's just biology. You need to accept reality and move on with your life. Alex stood. Fast, angry. You can't just, she's a person, not a statistic. Dr. Wright looked at Alex, unbothered. I'm a surgeon. I deal in facts. The facts are clear. I'm sorry, but false hope helps no one. Miss Chen needs to focus on realistic goals. Walking. Basic mobility, not marathons. He turned back to his residents. Questions. One resident raised a hand. What's the prognosis for nerve regeneration? Minimal. Maybe 5% function recovery over 2 years. But significant athletic activity. 0 probability. They discussed me, my body, my future. Like I wasn't there. Dr. Wright finished his lecture. Left with his entourage. No reassurance. No empathy. Just facts. Cold final. I stared at the ceiling. Alex sat back down. Grabbed my hand. Maya, he's wrong. He has to be wrong. He's a surgeon. He knows. He doesn't know everything. Doctors are wrong sometimes. Not about this. Silence. I tried to wiggle my toes. Nothing. Couldn't feel them. Couldn't move them. My identity. My passion. My survival mechanism. Gone. Dr. Wright said so. And doctors don't lie about prognoses. The next week blurred. Tests, physical therapy assessments, pain, constant pain. I couldn't move my legs. At all. Complete loss of motor function below the waist. Wheelchair. Bedpan. Total dependence. Alex visited every day. Tried to stay positive. I saw through it. He was terrified. So was I. My medal from my last half marathon sat on my bedside table. Alex had brought it from my apartment. Thought it would motivate me. It didn't. It mocked me. Runner. Past tense. I stared at that medal for hours. Remembered crossing the finish line. The joy. The accomplishment. Never again. Dr. Wright was right. Some people aren't meant to run. I wasn't meant to run. 2 weeks after the accident, they transferred me to Spaulding Rehabilitation Hospital. Best rehab facility in Boston, Alex said. You'll get stronger there. I didn't respond. What was the point? Dr. Wright had been clear. Walking with a cane. Maybe. Running. Never. I was wheeled into my new room. Small, clinical, depressing. A physical therapist came by, introduced himself. Hi Maya, I'm Sam Rodriguez. I'll be your primary PT. We're going to work together. Get you moving again. Dr. Wright said I won't walk. Dr. Wright said you'll be lucky to walk with a cane. Different thing. And doctors don't know everything. He seemed pretty certain. Doctors see statistics. I see people and people surprise statistics every day. I wanted to believe him. I can't even feel my legs. Today, what about tomorrow? Next week? Next month? You don't know yet. Neither do I, but we're going to find out. Together he left, optimistic, naive. I looked at my legs. Useless, dead weight. 3 weeks ago, I was training for Boston Marathon. Now, I couldn't even go to the bathroom alone. Dr. Wright said I'd never run again. I wanted to prove him wrong. But first, I had to prove I could survive. And I wasn't sure I could. That night, alone in my room, I cried. Not quiet tears. Ugly, gasping sobs. Everything I'd built, everything I'd become, gone. Stolen by a driver who ran a red light. Destroyed by a surgeon who delivered facts without compassion. My legs lay still beneath the blanket. Foreign, disconnected. I thought about my parents. The accident that killed them, how I'd survived by running. Now I couldn't run, couldn't escape. Couldn't survive the same way. Maybe I wasn't meant to survive at all. The metal on my bedside table caught the light, mocking me, reminding me. Runner, past tense. 3 weeks ago, I had a dream. Boston Marathon. Crossing the finish line. Proving I was more than grief. Now, I had a new reality. Wheelchair. Dependence. A doctor's cold certainty. Your running days are over. Maybe he was right. Maybe some people aren't meant to run. Maybe I was one of them. 2 weeks after the accident, I still couldn't move my legs. Not even a twitch. Nothing. Spalding Rehabilitation Hospital became my world. Small room. Antiseptic smell. Beeping monitors. I hated it. Hated everything. Physical therapy happened twice daily. Occupational therapy once. All pointless. They'd wheel me to the gym. Lift me onto mats. Move my legs for me. Try to engage your quads, they'd say. I'd try. Nothing happened. That's okay. Try again tomorrow. Tomorrow was the same, and the day after, and the day after that. Progress, zero. Alex visited every day. Morning before school. Evening after. He'd bring coffee. Magazines. Optimism I didn't want. You're getting stronger, he'd lie. I'm not. The doctors say Dr. Wright said I'd never walk. He was right. Can we stop pretending? Maya, it's only been 2 weeks. 2 weeks of nothing. No feeling. No movement. Nothing. It takes time. How much time? A month? A year? 5 years? When do I accept that he was right? Alex had no answer. Neither did I. 3 weeks post-surgery, Sam Rodriguez officially took over my case. He was different from the other therapists. Mid-30s, athletic build, direct but kind. He wheeled into my room. Literally, in a wheelchair. Hi Maya, I'm Sam Rodriguez. Your new PT. I stared. You're in a wheelchair. Observant. Yes, car accident. 12 years ago, doctors said I'd never walk again. He stood up, walked to my bed, sat in the chair next to me. They were wrong. You walked. I can't even feel my legs. Neither could I for 8 months. Then I felt a toe. Then I moved it. Then I took a step. Then another. It's slow, but it happens. Dr. Wright said. Dr. Wright gave you a prognosis. I'm giving you options. There's a difference. What options? I can't move today. What about tomorrow? Next week? 6 months? You don't know. I don't know. But we're going to find out. I wanted to believe him. Couldn't. You don't understand. I was a runner. Running was everything. Now I can't even stand. Then we start with standing. One goal at a time. Not running, not walking, standing. What's the point? The point is you're alive. Your spine is stabilized. Your brain works. Your arms work. We build from there. To what? A life in a wheelchair. Maybe. Or maybe to walking. Or running. We don't know until we try. First session with Sam was brutal. He wheeled me to the therapy gym. Transferred me to a mat table. We're going to try standing. with support. Just standing. That's the goal. Parallel bars. He positioned me between them. 2 assistants held me. Okay. I'm going to count to 3. On 3, we're going to try to get you upright. You don't have to do anything. Just let us lift you. Feel what standing feels like. I know what standing feels like. Not anymore. Your body forgot. We're reminding it. They counted, lifted. I rose. Vertigo. Immediate. Overwhelming. My legs buckled. Couldn't support weight. Couldn't hold position. I collapsed. They caught me. Tears came. Hot. Frustrated. I can't do this. You can't yet. Different thing. Let's try again. Why? It's pointless. Because pointless is giving up without trying. This is trying. Try again. We tried. 5 more times. Same result. By the end, I was exhausted, humiliated, broken. Sam wheeled me back to my room. Tomorrow, same time, we'll try again. It won't be different. Maybe, maybe not. Only one way to find out. 1 month post-accident, I stood for 10 seconds. Supported by parallel bars. Assistance on both sides. But standing. My legs shook. Muscles I couldn't control, firing randomly. But I was vertical. Sam grinned. 10 seconds. That's progress. That's nothing. That's everything. 2 weeks ago, you collapsed immediately. Today, 10 seconds. Next week, 15. Progress is slow, but it's still progress. I didn't celebrate, didn't feel victorious, just exhausted. But somewhere, deep down, something flickered. Hope, tiny, fragile, dangerous. 6 weeks post-accident, Alex brought bad news. Your job called. They're really sorry, but they need to fill your position. You've been out 6 weeks. They can't hold it longer. I'm fired. They're calling it medical leave transitioning to disability. You'll get some severance. And disability payments. Disability. The word felt final, permanent. So I'm disabled now, officially, temporarily. You'll work again, when you're better. I'm not getting better. I can stand for 30 seconds. That's not better. That's pathetic. It's more than you could do a month ago. It's not enough. But it had to be, because it was all I had. 2 months post-accident, Sam brought different equipment. Walker, metal frame, 4 legs, old person equipment. We're graduating. From parallel bars to walker. That's not graduating. That's admitting defeat. That's mobility. Different thing. You ready? No. Good. Nervous means you care. Let's go. He positioned the walker in front of me. I gripped it, white knuckles. I'm going to support you from behind. You're going to take 1 step. Just 1. Left foot forward. I focused. Tried to fire the muscles. Tried to move. My left leg shifted, barely inches. But it moved. Good again. Right foot. I tried. Right leg moved, slightly more. I was walking. 3 steps. Then my legs gave out. Sam caught me. 3 steps. You just walked 3 steps. I collapsed. After 3 steps. 2 months ago you couldn't move. Today, you walked. That's not collapse. That's victory. Tears came. Again. But different tears. Not frustration. Something else. Relief maybe, or disbelief. Alex witnessed my first real walk. 3 months post-accident. 10 steps with the walker. Slow, painful, shaking, but 10 steps, he cried. Openly in front of everyone. Maya, you walked. You actually walked. 10 steps. It's nothing. It's everything. Dr. Wright said you wouldn't walk. You just did. He was wrong. Was he? 10 steps didn't erase the prognosis. Didn't mean I'd run again, but it meant something, maybe. For months post-accident, I asked Sam the question I'd been avoiding. Will I ever run again? He didn't answer immediately. Thoughtful, honest. I don't know. Honestly, your nerve damage is significant, but nerves can regenerate, slowly, unpredictably. Some people recover full function, some don't. What percentage recover enough to run? Statistically, maybe 10%. So probably not. Probably is different than definitely. Dr. Wright said definitely not. I'm saying probably not. But maybe. That's better odds. 10%. Those are terrible odds. They're better than 0. And you're already exceeding expectations. You're walking with a walker. That wasn't supposed to happen. Walking isn't running. Walking is the foundation. You can't run if you can't walk. So we build walking. Make it strong, stable. Then we see. You really think I could run again? I think you could try. And trying is better than accepting. 6 months post-accident, I walked with a cane. Not a walker, a cane. One support. Light, mobile. I walked from my hospital room to the therapy gym. 50 yards. By myself. Sam watched, arms crossed, smiling. You're walking. No walker, just a cane. It's slow. And I'm limping. You're mobile. That's what matters. I sat on the therapy bench, exhausted, but accomplished. Sam, I want to try running. What? Running? Not now, obviously. But eventually. I want to try. Maya, that's ambitious. I know. Maybe impossible. But Dr. Wright said walking was impossible. I'm walking. Maybe he was wrong about running too. Sam studied me. Considering, it'll take years, serious years. Building strength, endurance, retraining your gait, and it might not work, but it might. It might. Then let's try. I need a goal, something bigger than just walking. I need running. Why running? Specifically, because running was who I was. Before the accident, I need to know if I can get her back, even a piece of her. Sam nodded. Okay, let's do it. But we start small, very small, walking without a cane first. Then fast walking, then jogging, then running. Steps, not leaps. How long? Years, plural. This isn't a movie montage. It's brutal, slow, painful work. I know, but I'm doing it. Why? Really? Why push this hard? I thought about it. Really thought. Because Dr. Wright said I couldn't. And I need to know if he was right, or if I'm stronger than his prognosis. And if you're not, if you can't run, then I tried. And trying is better than accepting. Sam smiled. Okay, let's prove him wrong. That night, alone in my room, I looked at my legs. 6 months ago, they were dead weight. Useless. Now they moved. Slowly, weakly, but they moved. I stood up. No cane, just me. Stood for 30 seconds. Then sat back down. Progress. Dr. Wright said I'd never walk without a cane. I just did. For 30 seconds, he said I'd never run. I didn't know if he was right. But I was going to find out. Alex had brought my running shoes from my apartment. They sat in my closet. Untouched. Painful to look at. I pulled them out. Held them. Remembered. 5 a.m. wake-ups. Long runs. The feeling of flying. The freedom gone. Maybe forever. Or maybe not. Sam said maybe. 10% chance. Terrible odds. But not 0. I put the shoes on my bedside table. Next to the half-marathon medal. Reminders, not of what I lost, but what I was fighting for. Dr. Wright said I'd never run again. I was going to spend the next few years proving him wrong. Not for him, for me, because I deserved to know. If I was stronger than his certainty, stronger than the prognosis, stronger than the accident that tried to steal everything, maybe impossible just meant no one had done it yet. And I was going to try. Even if it took years. Even if it failed. I was going to try. Because trying was survival. And I wasn't done surviving. 1 year after the accident, I walked without a cane. Not perfectly. I limped, my right leg dragged slightly. Permanent nerve damage. Scar tissue. Compensation patterns. But I walked. Independent, mobile, alive. Sam watched me cross the therapy gym. 20 yards. No assistance. No support. You're walking. I'm limping. You're mobile. That's what matters. I'd been doing physical therapy 5 days a week. 50 weeks. 250 sessions. Brutal. Repetitive. Painful. Progress measured in millimeters. But it worked. Slowly. Agonizingly. But it worked. I'd gone back to work. Part-time. Remote. Graphic design didn't require legs. My boss was understanding. Work when you can. We're flexible. I worked mornings, therapy afternoons, sleep early, repeat. My life was smaller now, controlled, focused. Running was still the goal, distant, maybe impossible. But the goal? Sam introduced cardiovascular training. Slowly, carefully. We need to build your aerobic capacity. Get your heart rate up, without impact. How? Recumbent bike, seated, low resistance, just movement. I hated the bike. It wasn't running, wasn't even close, but it was something, a step, another foundation. 14 months post-accident. Sam changed the plan. Time to try the treadmill. My heart jumped. Running, walking, on a treadmill, but upright. Moving forward, we'll start at 1 mile per hour. Barely moving, but it's a start. The treadmill looked massive, intimidating. I'd run thousands of miles on treadmills before. Now I was scared of it. Sam set it 2.5 miles per hour. Slower than slow, hands on the rails. Small steps. Just walk. I stepped on. Belt moved beneath me. I walked. Awkward, uncoordinated, but walking. 5 minutes. That's all I managed. Exhausted after that was pathetic. That was progress. 5 minutes today. 6 tomorrow. 7 next week. Build slowly. At this rate, I'll be ready to run in 10 years. Or 2 years. We don't know yet, but we're moving forward. 16 months, post-accident. I jogged for 30 seconds, not running, jogging, barely faster than walking, but both feet left the ground. For 30 seconds, I stopped, gasping, legs burning, heart pounding. Sam was beside me. You just jogged. For 30 seconds. That's nothing. That's everything. You jogged. Dr. Wright said you'd never run. You just proved him wrong. 30 seconds isn't running. It's 30 seconds more than he said you'd ever do. Tears came. Frustration, relief, confusion. Why is this so hard? I used to run 20 miles. Now I can barely do 30 seconds, because you're rebuilding, from scratch. It's supposed to be hard, but you're doing it. 18 months post-accident. I had a follow-up appointment with Dr. Ethan Wright. Mandatory, post-surgical check. 18-month evaluation. I didn't want to go. Didn't want to see him. Hear his voice. Remember his certainty. But insurance required it. Alex drove me. You don't have to do this. I do. It's required. He's going to be smug. You know that, right? He'll see you walking and think he was right. Let him think whatever he wants. I know the truth. Dr. Wright's office was exactly as I remembered. Sterile, cold, expensive. I walked in, no cane, no walker, just me. The receptionist looked surprised. Miss Chen, that's me. I'll let Dr. Wright know you're here. 10 minutes later, he appeared. Same confident stride, same expensive watch. He saw me standing, paused, almost imperceptible, then recovered. Miss Chen, good to see you. You're walking well. Better than I expected. Thank you. Come on back. Let's do the examination. I followed him. Walked normally. Well, my version of normal. Limping, but mobile. His exam room. Cold metal table. Bright lights. Memories of trauma. Hop up on the table. I climbed up. Awkward but managed. He examined my back. Scars from surgery. Poked, prodded. Clinical healing looks good. Hardware is stable. You've exceeded my initial prognosis regarding mobility. I'm also running. He stopped, looked at me. Running, jogging. 4 short bursts, building up. Miss Chen, that's unrealistic. Your nerve damage is permanent. Short bursts might be manageable. But sustained running, long distances, that will cause injury. I strongly advise against it. I'm being careful. Working with a physical therapist. Building slowly. Physical therapists are optimists. They see best-case scenarios. I see medical reality. Your body has limits. Don't set yourself up for failure. With respect, Dr. Wright, you said I'd never walk without a cane. I'm walking fine. Maybe you were wrong about running too. His jaw tightened. Slight, but visible. I'm never wrong about prognoses, Miss Chen, I'm warning you, professionally. Pushing too hard will result in catastrophic injury, possibly permanent paralysis. Is that worth the risk? I'm not pushing recklessly, I'm pushing intelligently. There's a difference. Suit yourself. But don't say I didn't warn you. If you get hurt, it's on you. Understood. The rest of the appointment was tense. Professional but cold. As I left, he said, "Good luck, Miss Chen, you'll need it." Alex was waiting in the car. How'd it go? He's still an asshole. But I don't care anymore. What did he say? That I'm going to re-injure myself. That I should stop. Accept my limitations. Are you going to stop? Hell no, Alex grinned. Good, screw him. 20 months post-accident, I jogged 2 minutes consecutively. 2 minutes, 120 seconds, continuous movement. My body protested, nerve pain, muscle fatigue, coordination issues, but I did it. Sam high-fived me. 2 minutes, you're a runner again. I'm barely jogging. Jogging is running. Slow running, but still running. You're officially a runner. I didn't feel like a runner. Felt like an imposter. A broken version of my former self. But I was moving. Forward. Literally. 2 years post-accident, I ran a full mile. Slow, 11-minute mile. Used to run 8-minute miles easily. But 1 mile, start to finish, no stopping. I finished. Stopped the treadmill, collapsed on the floor. Crying, laughing. Sam sat next to me. You did it. 1 mile. It took me 2 years to run 1 mile. And you did it. Most people with your injury never walk. You're running. That's extraordinary. It doesn't feel extraordinary. It feels slow, painful, hard. That's because it is, but you're doing it anyway. That's strength. I looked at my running shoes. Same Brooks Ghosts from before the accident. Worn now, different wear patterns. My gait had changed. My body had changed. But I was running. Sam, I want to do something crazy. How crazy? I want to run a half marathon. He stared Maya. That's 13 miles. You just ran 1 mile. That's a massive jump. Not now, obviously, but eventually. Give me a goal, a real goal, something to train for. That'll take at least another year, maybe 2. Building from 1 mile to 13 is enormous. I have time. I'm not going anywhere. And I need this. I need to prove I can do something big. Not just walk. Not just jog. Something that says I'm back. Are you sure? A half marathon is serious. Training, commitment, pain, I'm sure. More sure than I've been about anything since the accident. Sam thought, long moment, then nodded. Okay, let's do it. But we train smart, build slowly. Listen to your body, no heroes, no shortcuts, deal. When do you want to race? Pick a date. We'll work backwards. I pulled out my phone, searched half marathons in Boston. Boston Half Marathon, October. Next year. 18 months from now, that gives me time to build. 18 months. That's ambitious, but doable. If you stay healthy, if you're consistent, if you don't push too hard too fast, I'll do whatever it takes. I believe you. You've already done the impossible. What's a half marathon compared to walking again? That night, I registered for the Boston Half Marathon, paid the entry fee, made it real, committed. Alex saw the confirmation email. You registered for a race, half marathon. October next year, Maya, that's insane. You just ran your first mile. I have 18 months, that's enough time. What if you can't do it? What if you get hurt? Then I get hurt. But at least I tried. I'm done accepting limitations. Dr. Wright said I'd never run. I'm running. Now I'm going to prove I can race. What about him? What if he finds out? I don't care. I'm not doing this for him. I'm doing it for me. To prove to myself that I'm more than the accident. More than the injury. More than his prognosis. You're crazy. Maybe, but I'm also determined. And determination beats prognosis. Every time. Training was brutal. Building from 1 mile to 13 took everything. Sam created a structured plan. Progressive. Scientific. Slow. Week 1, 3 runs. 1 mile each. Week 2, 3 runs, 1.2 miles each. Incremental, patient, frustrating, but effective. My body adapted, slowly. Muscles strengthened, nerves found new pathways. Scar tissue stretched. Pain was constant, manageable but present. I learned to distinguish between normal pain and danger pain. Normal pain push through. Danger pain stop immediately. Most days were normal pain. Some days were danger pain. I listened. Stopped when necessary. Pushed when possible. 6 months into training, I ran 6 miles. My longest run since the accident. Half the race distance. I finished. Exhausted. Limping worse than usual. But finished. Sam was waiting. 6 miles. Halfway to race distance. You're doing it. My body is screaming. That's normal. Ice. Rest. Recovery. Then we build to 7. How do people do this? Training is torture. People who haven't experienced what you have don't appreciate it. You do. That makes it harder, but also more meaningful. Does it get easier? No, but you get stronger. That's better than easier. 1 year into training, 3 months before race day, I ran 10 miles, double digits, psychological barrier broken. I cried at mile 8, not from pain, from disbelief. 3 years ago, I couldn't move my legs. Now I was running 10 miles. Dr. Wright's voice echoed. You'll never run again. I was proving him wrong. Step by step, mile by mile. Not for revenge, but for proof. Proof that diagnoses don't define destinies. That prognoses are educated guesses, not certainties. That the human body can surprise, adapt, overcome. 1 month before race day, I ran 12 miles. Over race distance, final long run. Taper, period starting. My body was ready. As ready as it would ever be. Alex asked, are you nervous? Terrified. Why? You've trained. You're ready. Because what if I'm not? What if I can't finish? What if Dr. Wright was right and I'm just deluding myself? Then you tried. And that's more than most people do. But Maya, I don't think you're deluding yourself. I think you're extraordinary, and I think you're going to finish. I hope you're right. I am. I've watched you for 3 years. Fight. Struggle. Refuse to quit. You're the strongest person I know. You're going to cross that finish line. I know it. 1 week before race day, Sam gave me final instructions. Rest. Hydrate. Carb load. No new shoes. No surprises. Trust your training. What if I can't do it? You can. You've done the work. Your body is ready. Your mind is ready. The only question is, do you believe? I want to then believe. Because you've already done the impossible. Racing is just the victory lap. I looked at my medal from before the accident. Half marathon. 3 years old. Different life. Different body. Different Maya, but same heart. Same determination. Same refusal to quit. Race day was coming. And I was ready as I'd ever be. Dr. Wright said I'd never run again. In 1 week, I was going to prove him wrong. Not with words, but with miles. 13.1 miles. And every single step was going to be proof. Proof that I was stronger than his certainty. Stronger than the prognosis. Stronger than the accident that tried to break me. I wasn't broken. I was rebuilt. And rebuilt things are always stronger. Race week arrived like a storm. Sudden, overwhelming. Real, Boston Half Marathon. October, Sunday morning, 7 a.m. start. 3 years and 1 month after Dr. Ethan Wright told me I'd never run again. I was going to run 13.1 miles. In front of thousands. Officially. With a race bib and a finish line. I was terrified. Monday before race day, the local newspaper ran a story. Small piece, human interest. Local woman defies medical prognosis. They'd interviewed me 2 weeks prior. Asked about the accident, the injury, the recovery. I'd been honest. Told them about Dr. Wright's diagnosis. His certainty, my refusal to accept it. The article included my name, my photo, details about the race. It went semi-viral locally. Boston running community shared it. People I hadn't spoken to in years reached out. So proud of you. You're an inspiration. Can't wait to cheer for you. Overwhelming. Uncomfortable, but also validating. I was doing something people noticed. Something that mattered. Wednesday before race day, Sam received a phone call. Dr. Ethan Wright. Professional courtesy call. Sam told me about it later that evening. We were doing final taper workouts. Light stretching. No intensity. Dr. Wright called me today. My stomach dropped. What did he want? He saw the newspaper article. Recognized your name. Called to warn me. Warn you about what? About you. About the race. He said I'm setting you up for catastrophic failure. That your body can't handle 13 miles. That the nerve damage and structural compromise make it dangerous. What did you say? I told him you've been training for 18 months. That you've built up progressively. That you've run 12 miles in training without injury. That you're ready. And he said I'm being irresponsible. That physical therapists give false hope. That medicine is science, not optimism. That when you collapse or injure yourself, it'll be on me. Anger flared hot, immediate. He's still trying to stop me. 3 years later, still can't admit he was wrong. He's scared. Maya, his ego is tied to being right. You succeeding means he failed. That terrifies him. I don't care about his ego. I care about finishing this race. Then forget him. Focus on Sunday. You've done the work. You're ready. His opinion doesn't matter. What if he's right though? What if I can't finish? What if my body gives out? Sam grabbed my shoulders, looked me in the eyes. Listen to me. You have trained for 18 months. You have run 12 miles. Your body is strong, adapted, ready. The only thing that can stop you is doubt. Don't let him plant that doubt. Too late. It's there. Then acknowledge it, feel it, then run anyway. Doubt doesn't disqualify you. Quitting does. And you don't quit. Thursday, I couldn't sleep. Anxiety, excitement, fear. Alex stayed over, cooked dinner, tried to distract me. You're going to be great. You don't know that. I do. I've watched you rebuild yourself. Piece by piece. This is just the proof. The public proof. You've already won. Sunday is just showing everyone else. What if I can't finish? Then you tried. And that's more than most people do. But Maya, you're going to finish. I know you. You've never quit anything in your life. You're not starting now. What if Dr. Wright is there, watching? Then he gets to watch you prove him wrong. Live, in person. How poetic is that? I laughed. Bitter, but real. I hate that I still care what he thinks. You don't care what he thinks. You care about proving to yourself that you're more than his diagnosis. That's different. That's valid. Use it. Run for you, not against him. Friday, packet pickup. Boston Convention Center. Thousands of runners. Energy buzzing. I walked in, overwhelmed. This was real. Official. Found my bib number. Race packet. Timing chip. Shirt. Bib number 8471. I pinned it to my shirt. Proof. Evidence. I'm racing. Other runners milled around, comparing training, race goals, nervous energy. I felt like an imposter. They were real runners. I was a medical miracle barely holding together. But my bib said otherwise. I was registered. Legitimate. Equal. Saturday. Rest day. No running. Just hydration. Carb loading. Mental preparation. I laid out my race outfit. Tested everything. Nothing new race day. Golden rule. Brooks Ghosts. Same shoes. Broken in. Trusted. Running shorts. Technical shirt. Race bib already pinned. Garmin watch. Charged. Ready to track every mile. I looked at the setup. Tomorrow, I'd put this on. Walk to the start line. Run 13 miles. If my body allowed it. Saturday evening, I got an unexpected text. Unknown number. Maya, this is Dr. Ethan Wright. I hope this doesn't seem intrusive. I got your number from your medical file. I wanted to reach out before tomorrow. I know you're running the half marathon. I want to urge you to reconsider. Your body has limits. Pushing this hard could result in permanent damage. Please think carefully. Dr. Wright. I stared at the text. Read it 3 times. He was texting me. Personally night before the race, trying to stop me. Alex saw my face. What's wrong? I showed him the text. Are you kidding me? He's harassing you the night before your race. He's worried I'll get hurt. Prove him right. He's worried you'll succeed. Prove him wrong. There's a difference. I typed a response, deleted it, typed again, deleted again, finally settled on, thank you for your concern, Dr. Wright. I'm running tomorrow. I'll be careful, but I'm running. Maya sent. Done. 3 minutes later he responded, I hope you know what you're doing. Good luck. You'll need it. I turned off my phone. Couldn't deal with him anymore. Tomorrow was about me. My race. My proof. Not his ego. Not his prognosis. Mine. Race morning. 5 a.m. Alarm. Awake instantly. No sleep anyway. Too nervous. Too excited. Too terrified. I ate breakfast. Oatmeal. Banana. Coffee. Race day fuel. Alex drove me to the start. 6 a.m. Early. Avoid crowds. You ready? No, but I'm doing it anyway. That's courage. That's insanity. Same thing. Sometimes we parked. Walked to the start area. Thousands of runners. Wave starts. Corral's energy. I found my corral. Wave 3 based on estimated finish time. I'd estimated 3 hours. Conservative. Safe. Sam was there, waiting at the corral entrance. Sam, what are you doing here? Supporting you. Obviously, I'll be at mile 6, mile 10, and the finish. You're not doing this alone. Tears threatened. I blinked them back. Thank you. You've got this. Remember, start slow. Settle into rhythm. Don't go out too fast. Save energy for the second half. What if I can't finish? Then you walk. Then you crawl. Then you finish. But you will finish. I know you. National anthem played. Runners stood, hands over hearts, emotional. This was it. Real. Happening. 7 a.m. Wave 1 started. Cheers, air, horns, music. 7:15. Wave 2 started. 7:30. My wave 3. We shuffled forward, toward the start line. Timing mats. Official beginning. I crossed. Chip beeped. Time started. I was running. Officially, a race. After 3 years of rebuilding, Dr. Wright said this was impossible. I was doing it anyway. Mile 1, 9:45 pace, comfortable, controlled. Crowds lined the streets, cheering, signs, energy, go runners, you've got this. Looking strong, I felt strong, nervous, but strong. Mile 2, 9:50 pace, slightly slower, good, not burning out. My legs felt okay, different than training. Adrenaline masking some nerve pain, but functional, moving, working. Mile 3, 10-minute pace, settling in, finding rhythm. This was manageable, doable. I could maintain this. Sam appeared at mile 6, cheering, holding a sign. You're halfway to proving him wrong. I laughed, waved, kept running. 6 miles, halfway longest race distance so far. Everything after this was new territory. Mile 7. Pace slowed. Tent 20 body protesting. Nerve pain increasing. Right leg starting to drag. Compensation patterns kicking in. Mile 8, 10:40 pace. Struggling. Doubt creeping in. Maybe Dr. Wright was right. Maybe this was too much, too far, too ambitious. My body was breaking down. I could feel it. Mile 9, 11-minute pace. Survival mode. Every step hurt. Nerves. Screaming. Muscles fatigued beyond anything training prepared me for. I wanted to stop. Walk. Quit. But quitting meant Dr. Wright was right. Meant I wasn't strong enough. Meant 3 years of work were wasted. I kept running. Barely, but running. Mile 10. Sam was there. Saw my face. Ran alongside me for 30 seconds. You're hurting? Yes. Can you finish? I don't know. Yes or no. Can you finish? I thought, really thought, assessed my body. The pain, the fatigue, the limits. Yes, but it's going to hurt. Everything worth doing hurts. 3 miles left, 40 minutes. You can do anything for 40 minutes. You've done harder things. Remember when you couldn't move your legs? That feels easier than this. It wasn't. This is just fresh. Push through. You're almost there. He dropped back. I kept running. 3 miles. Just 3 miles. I'd run 12 in training. 3 more was nothing, except it felt like everything. Mile 11, 11:30 pace, slowest mile yet, body shutting down. I saw other runners walking, taking breaks. I wanted to join them, but I didn't. I kept running. Slow, painful, ugly, but running. Mile 12, crowds thicker, energy building, finish line close. Signs everywhere. 1 mile left. You're almost there. Finish strong. I had nothing left. No strength, no speed, just stubbornness. 1 mile, 13 minutes. I could survive 13 minutes. Mile 13. Everything hurt. Legs, lungs, spirit. But the finish line was visible. Ahead, real, tangible. 0.1 miles left. 100 yards. 90-80. Crowd roaring, music blasting, announcers calling names. I saw the clock. 3 hours, 8 minutes. Slower than planned. But finishing. 50 yards. 40. 30. And then I saw him. Dr. Ethan Wright, standing in the VIP section, medical staff area, watching, recognition on his face. Our eyes met. 1 second, maybe less. He looked shocked, disbelieving. I crossed the finish line. Timer beeped, medal placed around my neck. Volunteers congratulating me. I'd done it. Finished 13.1 miles. 3 years after he said I'd never run again. I collapsed. Not dramatically, just sat down, exhausted, crying, laughing. Alex found me, hugged me. You did it. You actually did it. Sam appeared, grinning. 3 hours, 8 minutes. Not bad for someone who wasn't supposed to walk. I can't feel my legs. Good. That means you left everything out there. You earned this. 30 minutes later, recovering in the post-race area, he approached. Dr. Ethan Wright, walking toward me, deliberate, purposeful. I was sitting, legs elevated, ice on my knees, metal around my neck. Maya, I looked up. Dr. Wright. I saw you finish. I need to say something. Okay. He paused, choosing words carefully. I was wrong. I was wrong. Dr. Ethan Wright stood in front of me. Post-race area, volunteers and runners everywhere. But in that moment, it felt like just us. Wrong about what? I asked, voice hoarse, exhausted. About you. About your prognosis. I told you you'd never run again. You just ran 13 miles. That's not just wrong. That's medically remarkable. I didn't respond. Didn't know what to say. He continued. I've been practicing medicine for 20 years. I pride myself on accuracy, on realistic prognoses. I tell patients the truth, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. You were cruel. I was direct. No, you were cruel. There's a difference. You used me as a teaching case. Told me in front of residents and my brother that I'd never run. That some people aren't meant to run. You didn't just give a prognosis. You delivered a verdict. Without hope. Without compassion. He looked down, uncomfortable. You're right. I was harsh. Unnecessarily harsh. I believed I was helping, preventing false hope. But I was wrong. Why are you telling me this now? Because I saw you cross that finish line. Saw your face. The pain. The determination. And I realized something. Medicine is science. But people aren't just science. They're will, spirit, whatever you want to call it. I can't measure that. Can't predict it. And I should have acknowledged that 3 years ago. Sam appeared beside me. Protective. Dr. Wright. Sam, your patient proved me wrong. Completely. You should be proud. I am, but she did this, not me. I just guided. She fought. Ethan looked at me again. I'm sorry, Maya, for my certainty. For my arrogance. For treating you like a statistic instead of a person. You deserved better from your surgeon. Thank you. That means something. But I need you to understand something too. What's that? I didn't do this to prove you wrong. I did it to prove myself right. That my body is mine. That diagnoses aren't destinies. That I'm more than what you said I was. This wasn't about you. It was about me. I understand. And I'm grateful you taught me humility. I needed it. He extended his hand. I shook it. Firm. Final. Good luck, Maya. With whatever you do next. He walked away. Disappeared into the crowd. Alex appeared. What did he say? That he was wrong. And sorry. That's it. 3 years of being an asshole, and he just says sorry. It's enough. I don't need him to grovel. I needed him to acknowledge. He did. That's closure. Recovery took 2 weeks. My body was destroyed. Nerve pain worse than ever. Muscles shredded. But proud destruction. I'd done something impossible. Finished a half marathon 3 years after paralysis. The local newspaper ran a follow-up story. Runner defies doctor's prognosis. Completes half marathon. They interviewed Dr. Right. He was quoted, Maya Chen's recovery is extraordinary. A testament to human determination and the unpredictability of the body. I'm honored to have been part of her surgical team and humbled by her achievement. Professional, diplomatic, but honest. Sam texted me the article. He's learning, slowly, but learning. 6 months after the half marathon, I was back to running regularly. Not training for anything, just running, for joy, for sanity. For myself, 20 to 30 miles per week. Comfortable, sustainable. My body had adapted. Nerve pain was permanent but manageable. I'd never run like before. But I could run. That was enough. Except it wasn't. Something was missing. A goal, purpose, direction. One evening, running along the Charles River, I realized what it was. Boston Marathon, not the half. The full. 26.2 miles. The race I was supposed to run 4 years ago. Before the accident. Before everything. I'd trained for it. Qualified for it. Lost it. Maybe I could get it back. I called Sam that night. I want to run Boston Marathon. Silence. Long, heavy. Maya, that's double the distance you just ran, and you barely survived 13 miles. I know, but I think I can do it. With proper training, time, preparation. How much time are you thinking? 2 years, plenty of time to build. Slow, progressive, smart. That's ambitious, but not impossible. Your body responded well to half marathon training. Maybe it can handle full marathon training. So you'll help me? Of course. But Maya, why? You've already proven you can run. What's left to prove? That I can finish what I started. 4 years ago, I was supposed to run Boston. Then the accident happened. Then Dr. Wright said I'd never run. I want to cross that finish line. Not the half, the full. Complete the circle. Okay, let's do it. But we're taking 2 full years. No rushing, no shortcuts. Training for a full marathon was exponentially harder than the half. The mileage was brutal. Long runs of 16, 18, 20 miles. My body screamed, but it held. Adapted, strengthened. I ran through 2 winters, 2 summers, consistent, disciplined, focused. Sam monitored everything, adjusted plans, prevented injuries, pushed when appropriate, held back when necessary. Alex supported unconditionally, drove to long runs, brought water, cheered. You're insane, he'd say. But I'm proud of you. 18 months into training, I ran 20 miles. Marathon simulation, longest run of my life. I finished, barely, completely destroyed, but finished. 6 miles left, Sam said. That's all. 6 more miles and you're ready. 6 miles feels impossible right now. It did when you started. Remember, 1 mile felt impossible. Now you just ran 20. 6 more is nothing. 6 more is everything. Then we make everything possible, like we always do. Registration for Boston Marathon opened. I qualified through the half marathon time. Submitted my application. Accepted. Official. Happening, April. Boston Marathon. 4 years and 2 months after the accident. 5 years after I was supposed to run it originally. Full circle. Complete redemption. Race week arrived. Different than the half marathon. Bigger, more intense. Iconic. Boston Marathon wasn't just a race, it was the race. Historic, legendary, 30,000 runners, million spectators, global coverage. I was terrified and ready. Race morning, Patriots Day, Monday, 11 a.m. start for my wave. Alex drove me to the starting line in Hopkinton, 30 minutes west of Boston. This is it. The big one, I know. You're going to crush it. I'm going to survive it. That's the goal. Sam was waiting at the athlete village. You ready? No, but I'm doing it anyway. That's the spirit. Remember, start slow, really slow. First half should feel easy. Second half is where the race starts. Don't burn out early. What if I can't finish? You will. I've watched you build to this for 2 years. Your body is ready. Trust it. National anthem wheelchair racers started first, then elite runners, then waves. My wave. Wave 5. 11:20 start. We shuffled to the start line. Small town, tree-lined street, iconic. I crossed the timing mat. Chip beeped. Official start. 26.2 miles ahead. 4 to 5 hours of running. Everything I'd worked for. First half was controlled, disciplined. 9:45 pace, comfortable. Miles clicked by 5, 10:13.1, halfway point. I felt strong, surprisingly strong, better than the half marathon, better training, better preparation. Alex was at mile 16, cheering wildly. You're doing it, keep going. I waved, smiled, kept running. Mile 17, entering Boston, crowds thickening, energy building. Mile 18, Heartbreak Hill, famous incline, brutal. My legs protested but held. I crested the hill, downhill after. Relief, reward. Mile 20, the wall, marathon phenomenon. Body depletes glycogen, everything hurts. My pace slowed. 10:15, 10:30, 10:45. Struggling doubt, creeping in. This was farther than I'd ever run. Training max was 20 miles. 6 more was uncharted territory. Mile 22. Survival mode. 1 mile at a time. 1 step at a time. My right leg was dragging worse. Nerve pain maxed out. Compensation patterns failing. But I kept moving. Slow, ugly, but moving. Mile 24. 2 miles left. 30 minutes. Manageable. Crowds roaring. You've got this. Almost there. Finish strong. I had nothing left to give, but I kept going anyway. Mile 25. 1 mile left. Longest mile of my life. Every step agony. Body begging to stop. Mind refusing. Not after 2 years of training. Not after 4 years of recovery. Not after everything. Point to miles left. 300 yards. 200. I saw the finish line. Boylston Street. Blue and yellow. Iconic. And I saw him, Dr. Ethan Wright, standing in the medical staff area, VIP section, watching. He saw me. Recognition, surprise, respect. I crossed the finish line. 4 hours, 42 minutes. Slow, but official. Complete medal around my neck. Volunteer congratulating me. Boston Marathon finisher. Me, Maya Chen, the woman who wasn't supposed to walk. I collapsed, sat on the ground, cried, smiled. Exhausted. Victorious. Alex found me. Sam found me. Both crying, hugging me. You did it. Full marathon. Boston. I can't believe I finished. I can, Sam said. I always could. 1 hour later, recovery area. Dr. Ethan approached again. Maya. Congratulations. That was extraordinary. Thank you. I was here 4 years ago, part of the medical team. I remember because that's when you had your accident. You were supposed to run that year. Registered, trained. Then the car crash. Surgery. Prognosis. I remember. And now you just finished. 4 years later. Against all odds. Against my prognosis. I'm in awe, truly. I appreciate that. But I need you to know something. I didn't run this for you. Or against you. I ran it for me. To prove to myself that my body is mine. That I define my limits. Not doctors. Not diagnoses me. I understand. And I hope you know I'm going to change how I deliver prognoses. Because of you. I'll still be honest. But I'll leave room for possibility. for human will, for the unpredictable. You taught me that. Thank you. You're welcome. And thank you for saving my life. The surgery, even if the prognosis was wrong, the surgery was right. I'm alive because of you. I can walk because of you. Everything after that, that was me. But the foundation was you. So thank you. He shook my hand. You're an inspiration, Maya. To patients. To doctors. To everyone. Don't stop running. I won't. Ever. 6 months later, life settled into a new normal. Better normal. I ran casually. No races. No goals. Just joy. 20 to 30 miles per week. My body's happy place. Sustainable. Peaceful. Work was good. Graphic design. Freelance now. Flexible schedule. Worked around running. Alex was proud. Annoyingly so. Told everyone about my marathon. Showed pictures. Bragged I didn't mind. Let him brag. I'd earned it. Sam and I stayed close. Friends beyond therapist-patient. He'd been my lifeline. My guide. What's next? He asked one day. Coffee after a run. Nothing. I'm done proving things. I just want to run. For me. Forever. No more marathons. Maybe, someday. But not for a while. I need to just exist. As a runner. Not a comeback story. Just a runner. You've always been a runner. Even when you couldn't run. It's who you are. Yeah, it is. One evening, running along the Charles River, sunset painting everything gold, I thought about the journey. For years. From paralysis to marathon. From wheelchair to finish line. Dr. Ethan Wright said I'd never run again. He was wrong. But I didn't blame him. He gave me facts, science, statistics. He just couldn't account for will, determination, refusal to accept limitations. Those aren't measurable, aren't predictable, aren't scientific, but they're real, more real than prognoses, more powerful than diagnoses. I thought about everyone who said I couldn't, who doubted, who predicted failure, and I thought about everyone who said I could, who believed, who supported. Both groups were necessary. Doubt fueled me. Belief sustained me. Together, they made me unstoppable. I stopped running. Stood on the bridge, looked at the city. My city, Boston, where I trained, where I crashed, where I rebuilt, where I finished, home, always. My legs ached, permanent nerve damage, chronic pain, scar tissue, limitations, but they worked, they carried me, they ran, that was enough, more than enough. It was everything. Dr. Wright said I'd never run again. 5 years later, I ran the marathon he was watching. Not to prove him wrong, but to prove myself right. That bodies are resilient. That prognoses are guesses. That human will is unmeasurable. That the only person who defines your limits is you. And I defined mine, mile by mile, step by step, breath by breath. I was a runner. Always had been, always would be. Even when I couldn't run, I was still a runner. In spirit, in heart, in identity. The accident didn't steal that. The injury didn't erase it. The prognosis didn't end it. Nothing could, because it was mine, fundamentally, permanently, unshakably. I was Maya Chen, graphic designer, sister, friend, survivor, and runner, always runner. Some doctors say you'll never run again. Some statistics say it's impossible. Some prognoses say give up. But bodies don't read statistics. And hearts don't accept prognoses. Sometimes, impossible just means no one believed enough to try. I tried. I believed. I ran. And that made all the difference. If Maya's story moved you, if it reminded you that you're stronger than anyone's doubt including your own, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss stories of people who refuse to accept never, who rebuild when everyone says it's over, who prove that limits are just opinions. Like this video if you believe that the human spirit is stronger than any diagnosis. And share this story with someone who needs to hear it, someone fighting their own battle, facing their own impossible, refusing to quit. Your comment might be exactly what someone else needs to keep going. Tell us, what impossible thing are you working toward? Because after hearing Maya's story, we know you're capable of more than you think. Remember, Impossible is just a dare to try harder.